Correctly with the correct amount.
D20 Radio, where gamers roll.
www.d20radio.com.
Deeper into the reservation. At one point, you briefly, like if you look out the window, you briefly see a coyote like keeping pace with the cars. When you notice it, it just like smiles a like almost weirdly human smile, and then it's gone.
The Rian was just smiling back right at him. What's Voltaire doing when he sees that?
Drinking.
Oh my God.
At this point, while they're in the car, Cayden switches back to his normal blind self.
Right.
His normal blind self.
Cool.
He's drinking and he's looking at the ball.
So we get to the town and there is a group of people waiting for us.
Okay.
This isn't good. This is never good.
This is good, to be
Yeah,
fair.
I think
Wait, you're not in the same
better
car,
than
or
you.
you're
No,
just generally
I'm
pointing at-
sorry. I'm in the other car. Go on.
Forgive me, Cayden.
Cayden isn't here.
Cayden's in the other car too.
Whichever one you are.
Whichever one who wears the cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Every time we have ran into a group of people since we have started this whole just mess, it has never ended well. Forgive me for being a little pessimistic.
Just don't say anything that could offend anyone, please.
I don't know if that's possible.
If Cayden was there, my goodness.
All right, so is any conversation happening in the other car?
Elianna is driving. She's just driving.
She's driving.
driving.
Okay.
So you'll see them.
Yes.
Do you say anything?
She stops the car if the limo stops.
Have we
Yep.
arrived?
I guess.
Sorry,
Does the limo stop? All right.
Okay.
I guess.
So you see there is there's some older looking people, but also two more cops.
Okay.
You just see Voltaire slip the journal into his pocket. Air quotes on pocket / bag of folding.
Yeah.
Probably shortly after talking with Voltaire, Rian gets out of the car. Like a moment
Elianna
after.
takes off her sunglasses and she pinches her nose in this just exhausted, just overwrought sort of way, and then she puts the glasses back on and gets out of the car.
One of the cops steps forward and he holds out a photograph. Would you like to explain this? And you see it's a picture of all of us in front of the motel with scrawled on it, "They are coming."
Excellent.
That must be Coyote.
Well, yes.
Did Coyote drop this off at the station?
Rian?
Well, it's not as sinister as all that.
Rian does a nervous chuckle.
We're not here to...
Popped up on my desk, put this in my hand, and ran off.
We're seeking a little bit of guidance, a little assistance. We need help with a problem.
Yes.
And you had a coyote deliver this message.
Well,
yeah, that's pretty accurate.
With the ominous wording, "They are coming."
Elianna looks at Rian.
Anybody who's looking at Voltaire, you can see that he wants to say things. He really wants to say things. It's physically painful for him not to say things right now. But he realizes that most everything that's going to come out of his mouth is going to get him shot.
Based on the fact that you know Coyote's name, I'm assuming you understand his personality to some degree.
A coyote showed up.
Oh,
an
actual
animal.
coyote?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh.
Yeah, an actual
alright, never
coyote.
mind.
Retcon that slightly.
So we asked someone to
We had
get in contact with you that we probably shouldn't have, and this happened. I apologize for that.
Someone who has trained messenger
Apparently,
coyotes?
apparently.
Rian has just been slightly nervously chuckling at this because he finds it kind of funny, but is also
If you-
nervous in this situation.
So then,
If you even shot a glance at Voltaire, you will see he is ready to skin the next however many coyotes he finds, just out of pure, unadulterated rage.
an older man from the group steps forward and puts his hand on the cop's shoulder. I think I can deal with this for now.
Rian just takes a slight sigh of relief.
Cop just shrugs all right, your problem.
Rian, you want to take this one?
Rian nods.
He turns, so the guy turns around and is like, so, you trusted Coyote.
Yes, I did.
Word of advice, young man. Don't trust Coyote.
He's been getting a lot of advice lately.
Rian's a very trusting type of guy.
It's quite endearing, but problematic at times. But regardless, it is...
I can see who's trusting just as I can see that one, points at Voltaire, is very frustrated.
You do not even know the half of it. I would love to tell you the details, though.
Perhaps
You seem like someone who would actually believe us.
I believe I may know some. Follow me.
Rian follows immediately after him.
Starts walking. We do not often get a group as unique as yours here.
I'd imagine not.
Good word choice.
You are very kind.
Yes, there are less kind words I could have used.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as you were naive enough to trust the word of Coyote, I must ask, why are you here? Coyote does not take an interest in every group of outsiders who comes here.
Well, we are here of a very, I don't want to say this, serious matter involving a skinwalker that we ran into, managed to...
Incapacitate.
Yes, and
you are not dead.
We're surprised. We're as surprised as you.
You must be impressive indeed.
Impressive or incredibly lucky?
I find that second one is often the case.
Yep.
Oh, believe me, I can definitely testify to that, as this is sadly the second time I've actually faced off against this particular skinwalker. And we are in desperate need of finding her true name and identity to finish this.
You used white ash.
Yes.
Yes.
It is effective for a time.
It's
I
the
sadly
fourth
had
time.
to learn that the hard way.
It's not every day that a skinwalker is brought down. Why come here, though?
Because we have found out that she is originally from this reservation.
Ah. I may be able to help you then.
That would be wonderful.
Indeed.
We should not talk here. Let us enjoy the silence until we reach my home.
All the time.
Because we're so good at being quiet.
Some of us are.
We're
Not
not
as a
good
group,
at being
no,
quiet
no.
as a unit.
Oh, very much agreed. All of the possible stealth checks, just thinking about it, made us all quiver in fear.
We're like, stealth, get out of here. We're not doing stealth.
Who wants to make a vigilance check? All right, Cayden. Actually, Cayden... Okay, Cayden could.
Can I make one too?
Yeah.
It's probably based on sight, but maybe there's something connected that he could still tap into.
Wow. Success with a triumph.
Dang, dude.
Nice.
Yeah, you smell roses.
From which direction?
And with that, with the triumph, okay, yeah, so just with the success alone, you smell roses, and you're able to follow the smell. Like around the corner, there is in the process of growing, rose bush around the elder's home.
Oh, hello.
Think Maleficent style, but
that
roses.
fast? That fast?
Not quite that fast, but that's what it's growing into a sort of hedge.
Like around the house? Around the back of the house.
Well, like we turned the corner in the street, and then that's when we would see it.
Do we all see it?
Yeah, Cayden leads him like ahead of the group.
It's-
So basically, we see it before we otherwise would have.
It's probably, as soon as we see the roses, Rian immediately gets in front of the elder.
Elder, I realize we, agreed to do this little walk in silence, but you should know that as well there's a very dangerous presence in the area we think that is connected to the Skinwalker, and it looks like that.
Yes, rose bushes do not typically grow to that size or in that speed.
No.
It is quite obvious this is not a natural occurrence.
I'm just letting you know
Rian's
that it
just
is
like,
an evil, unnatural occurrence.
Right after all that, Rian's just like, I think this is the supernatural presence Coyote warned us about.
I am not willing to trust anything that Mangy Mutt said to us.
Wow.
Really? Really?
Did he just pop up?
Yeah, it comes from behind you. He's now got a cowboy hat exactly like Cayden's.
Respect.
That was hurtful.
Showing up with a picture? Hopping on the
Can we
cop's
have this
desk?
conversation later?
It was funny.
And Voltaire, what did I tell you about not saying anything that could offend someone?
To be fair, Rian, he didn't know he was there.
Either way.
Voltaire is pulling out his sniper rifle, and he is going to look. He's gonna. I really need to get some.
You really do.
Perception. He's gonna look through the scope and see if he can see anything funky.
You're gonna look through the scope?
Close.
At the house.
Okay.
Correct?
Can Rian make a perception check?
I want to make...
see
Yeah, let's make a
what else
general
is
perception
on
check
bro?
to look around, not just
Bushes?
through the scope.
God bless Voltaire. He is not
Okay,
there.
so you make out amongst the growing rose bramble a figure.
A figure?
The outline of a figure like growing as part of the rose bramble.
Oh.
Rian's hands are reaching for his pistols, and he's pulling back the hammers, and he just goes, "Somebody's in the bushes."
It's not like there's a figure hiding in the bushes. There is a figure
Oh.
of the bushes.
Oh, how would I word this thing?
How would Rian word it?
Good question. So after Rian sees that, he's gonna say, "There's a figure growing inside the bushes right now.
Okay.
What kind of figure?
More
A
importantly,
feminine
where?
one,
Looks like a woman.
Right.
Where?
Position on house.
directly in front of us.
Excellent. Voltaire levels his sights, and he
Do they look? Are they being consumed by it, or are they growing it themselves? Are they making it happen, or are they a victim of it? Let's determine some things before we start shooting people's heads off.
Yeah, as soon as he starts seeing Voltaire moves, he's like, "Voltaire, now is not quite the time to do any shooting."
Elianna's gonna walk
When-
closer. I'm sick of this. Just close
Yeah, so
enough
you
to
see-
see
so-
what's going on.
So you see, it's not a person trapped in the vines. A person is made out of the vines.
All right.
The rose bush is growing into like the shape of fingers and arms and legs and a face.
Oh. Okay, yeah, no, shoot it. Yeah, shoot that. Elianna retreats.
Thank
Elianna
you.
retreats.
Thank you.
Look, there's nothing wrong with very
You
fine
should
things, okay?
You shoot now.
What else is it?
You shoot now. We're all gonna probably go deaf. We're too
Is
close
that
for
what,
that.
really what you're concerned about right now?
I'd be concerned that you switch bullets, though.
There's a rose monster growing out of the ground.
Yeah, I recommend the
Yeah.
iron ones.
he switches clips, and he levels. He levels a shot.
Yeah. Well, like while we are all doing like this hecticness, like the elders kind of like nods respectfully to Coyote and then asks, "So how much of this is your doing?" And Coyote
His little like hand wavy
Rian
gesture.
kind of gives that.
does a little hand
Hand
thing,
tilt,
like
like,
the I don't know, a little bit maybe. I don't know.
Rian kind of gives him a quick side glance.
Okay.
Does Voltaire shoot it?
He's like,
Yes.
Well-
yes.
Okay,
Rian's gonna ask Coyote, "Is this thing capable of speaking to us?"
I don't know. Why don't you ask
Probably
it?
capable of killing us. Let's shoot it. For the first let's
As-
shoot it.
Actually, let's Good idea. I'll talk to it. I'll talk to the creepy vine thing.
I would rather you not
take
do
too
anything.
long.
You've been incredibly unhelpful.
Did I not get you an audience with one of the village
Whatever.
elders?
Voltaire.
Yes, by gathering a mob and
Whatever
almost
someone
killing
does, let's
us.
do it quickly.
Did you die, though?
He shoots
All
it.
of you.
Well, Voltaire shot it.
Oh, did he shoot it?
He
Or
said
he
he shoots it.
Okay, never mind. Then-
You can say that as he shoots
been-
it.
well, then it's just lost.
I've got rank 3, agility 2, and
I
what
love
else?
that Voltaire just reaches into his pocket and then pulls out a sniper rifle.
It's quite good.
Yes, and he is going to focus however many times.
You mean Dane?
Aim that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is what I mean.
So
Okay,
that's
take 2 straight.
Yep.
Wow, well done.
Thank you.
oh, brother.
All right, that is a success with a triumph.
Beautiful. And it is recorded that these are cold
Right.
iron bullets.
Yep. Goes right through this thing's head, right through the middle of what looks like its head,
Mm-hmm.
and this unearthly shriek comes out of it.
Rian's just like, Voltaire! He's mad at you now.
You're mad at the person currently holding a sniper rifle who just shot an evil fairy who wants to kill us?
And
mad at you for
the
different reasons.
and the rose bramble like withers and crumbles, as does the figure in it, and then it's just a bunch of
Dead rose.
dead rose bush.
Ooh.
Cayden's taking out his gun and switching clips.
Rian's the only one who can't switch the clips at this moment, dang it.
Coyote walks over to the dead brambles like, wow, that was anticlimactic.
That's exactly what I thought.
I would call it efficient.
Had to take all the fun out of it, didn't you?
Yes. I consider not dying to be incredibly enjoyable.
Have you ever tried it though?
I've gotten pretty damn close, let me tell you.
Try dying sometime. It's a rush.
I'm sure it is. Can we do the skinwalker stuff so we can get out of here?
Yeah. Yes. I'm sure you guys want us gone as much as we want.
Hopefully
to
we'll
leave.
take this rose issue with us.
Hey, how about I have an idea?
I don't like it.
What is your idea?
Do you need all of you there to, gonna say this respectfully, while the geezer over here tells you, his old stories? You could have, some of you do that, and some of you could have some fun with me as we hunt down this thing. Yeah? Yeah?
Now, forgive me.
Split up
I've
a bit.
never been much for horror movies, but I do know the tropes, and splitting up the party is a nice way for people to get dead.
Some
very
people could
quickly.
stand on the outside with guns just to make sure nothing happens like this again. We don't plan here to be longer than is absolutely necessary.
Which sounds like we might be here longer than originally planned.
Why?
Because it ain't fully dead.
The rose thing?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
No, it looks pretty dead to me.
It's the one who made it grow that I'm more concerned about.
Didn't he shoot her in the head?
Didn't you just say to go
That's
hunt
what-
with you to hunt down the rest of this thing?
Maybe there's more.
Forgive me. I must not have had enough wine on the way up here because I'm having moments of clarity that are very uncommon. Can we please focus on the task at hand before we go gallivanting off after the Rose Fairy?
Fine.
I really want to shoot you right now.
That'd be fun to watch.
I really want to shoot
All
you right
right.
now.
All right,
But every
all right,
other-
all right.
Every other cell in my brain is telling me it's a stupid
All right,
idea.
Voltaire.
So I'm going to
Elianna
listen to
grabs onto
those.
Voltaire's arm and starts just pulling him in the direction of the house.
You may have him. Fine.
All right.
Perhaps you should wait outside and stand guard, Voltaire.
I don't recall threatening anybody other than
Fair.
him.
I am highly concerned for the elder's safety in your
Well,
presence
he's been quite
at this
respectful
moment.
to the elder.
I have no plans on killing this man.
But it would be nice if you stayed outside to make sure no more rose monsters came to attack us while we're figuring this out.
Rian nods in firm agreement.
Rian, would you care to keep company with me?
Hmm.
Seeing as you're so eager to protect your elder, you might as well help me.
Cayden puts a hand on Rian's shoulder and just kind of looks in his direction. The look is meant to convey remember that we're trying to do this together. Okay? Compromises must be made kind of face.
Rian gets it.
All right, so we follow
Yes.
the elder into his home.
Or no.
Wait,
You can go inside. You don't have to stay out here with an incredibly frustrated, angry Voltaire.
and a really sardonic coyote.
The coyote he can handle. Voltaire, he's starting to put.
Yeah, but the thing is, Voltaire and Coyote are in close proximity. And Coyote is fully aware of this, the impact this has.
He would ask Cayden if he would keep an eye on them.
Does he actually say that? Or does he give a look
yeah,
of
so
some
after-
kind? Like, because Cayden was trying to communicate with a look.
I think Rian would just turn to look at Cayden and kind of give him the look of, could you please keep them
And
in
Cayden
check?
doesn't get it because he's blind.
I was just checking to
What are
see
you
if he was
doing?
trying. I'm trying to bait more jokes.
Stop
Okay?
it!
But
I
I don't
love
know,
the
just
blind
like
joke.
he'll feel like his arm is on his current shoulder. He'll at least feel that maybe the tenseness of the moment, as well as him turning towards Cayden. Obviously
yes.
trying to
Yeah,
communicate
absolutely.
something. He just doesn't want to vocalize it. So then Cayden's like, all right, I'll stay outside.
He just nods in appreciation, doing like a sign of thank you.
We go inside.
You go inside.
Okay.
Y'all follow
It
the
sounded like
others.
you said
I
sigh.
said
I'm
we
like,
go inside.
Okay, so Voltaire's the only one
Cayden's
staying
staying
outside?
outside.
Voltaire.
"Hey, Coyote.
Okay, so we go inside, and I apologize to any Navajo people listening. I'm going to butcher this name. So he tells you the story of Ajay, a girl who was in the village when he was very young. She had always been on the outside. She never really fit in. A lot of other people who didn't fit in with others, they'd end up just moving out when they had the first chance, go off into the rest of the world. But she went off deeper into the desert instead. And when she would come into town, she was different. She had a darkness about her that none of them really understood until, well, people's bodies started turning up, flayed. And they didn't identify them until the most well-liked girl in town started acting a bit different. And then one day she was gone and her skin was found left behind. They finally realized that Ajay had become a skinwalker in order to get that love from the community that she hadn't gotten before. She had stolen the form of the person that the community loved most. But when that didn't satisfy her, she went off and they never heard of her or from her again.
When you say that she wasn't satisfied, did people start behaving differently towards this most well-liked person? Or was it all the same and she just didn't seem to find fulfillment in it? I know that's not something you can know, but if you could hazard a guess.
Well, I don't think anyone treated her differently. No one had... She had been acting differently, but people act strange sometimes. I believe that Ajay she was looking for something that you can't find by stealing someone else's face. You can't find true happiness by robbing others of it. But instead of realizing that truth, all she realized was that what she was doing wasn't working. And so she continued on her vain and fruitless quest to find happiness in wickedness.
Daniel is looking at Rian right now. You could tell that he is disturbed, but you can also see a few tears rolling down his face at hearing the story.
If your skinwalker is really from this reservation, then she is Ajay.
So after quickly wiping away tears on his face, Rian's like, "Thank you. But I must ask, is there any more to her name?"
Yes, and he gives you like a long full name.
I kind of want to know what it is now.
I'm not.
We're already having trouble with the first name.
What time of the day is it? Have my painkillers run out yet?
We haven't been here for Stupid
No.
amount of time.
Okay. What time of the day is it?
Evening,
anyway?
right?
Just out of
More like
curiosity.
evening.
Yeah, evening-ish now.
All right.
All right, so now on outside.
Hey. I'm
Perception checks.
Hey.
sorry. I'm just enjoying the Voltaire Coyote thing.
Yeah, so
I just love
so
it.
outside, like it's the three of you: Coyote, Voltaire, and Cayden. And Coyote's just leaning up. He's got the duplicate of Cayden's hat like over his eyes. Wonder how long it's gonna take that old man to tell him the story.
I pray it be short.
Are you really that determined to get rid of me?
Oh, there are not words currently in any language that I know.
And here I thought we were having fun.
Having fun? Having fun. I would. Do you want to hear what I have? I have almost been drained of all of my blood and been subjected to
Hey,
every
Voltaire.
terrible thing that I've. What?
I don't mean to pry or anything, but you said something that made me kind of thoughtful. Do you pray?
Ooh.
You understand
That's-
it's actually a very genuine question. It is not a joking one.
You are caught.
I have, but not in a very, very long time.
Same.
I doubt there are very many people upstairs who would care to hear much from me.
Well, that's a real negative way of looking at yourself. I think the Great Spirit wants to hear from everybody.
Oh,
I'm a rascal myself, and I've had chats with him.
it's a little more complicated than that, I'm afraid.
All right, well, you have to take your word for it.
Well, when you have joined an organization that actively opposes what you call the Great Spirit in every way, shape, and form imaginable, and spent the majority of your rather long life doing so.
I don't know, it sounds like you're just a strange family.
Oh, you have no idea.
I can see more than you think.
Oh, that is not.
All right.
Like, I wasn't just being metaphorical when I said the estranged family thing.
Yes. So I take it you have some inkling of my paternal lineage?
You got a interest in a silhouette around you.
Ah.
Not every day you see someone with wings that isn't a bird or a bat
Cayden
Oh.
or an
pauses.
insect.
Well, actually, you can't tell because he's just been listening. But in the middle of his listening, he suddenly gets very like he had guesses, but like upon looking at like taking his few glances he's had at Voltaire and other things that he could tell, nothing related to wings has ever come up, and he's like,
Careful, Coyote. You're gonna give away all my secrets.
No, go on.
Well.
It's fine.
Yes.
Keep
Yes.
Oh, well, now I'm caught between a rock and a hard place.
I'm 2 thumbs up.
Taking
for this.
away because secrets are fun, I do have to agree. But at the same time, it would be like your friend here is making a very convincing
He didn't even.
A very convincing argument.
Cayden actually kind of laughs at that.
Oh, Cayden,
Ah.
Cayden, I need to rely upon your sense right now. I need you to tell me most of the reasons why I shouldn't kill this thing.
one at work.
You said you have died.
Exactly.
That was what I was gonna say. I mean, in the moment, it might feel very satisfying to shoot him, and he might have died for a little bit, but then he'll come back and he'll probably just mock you a little more. It's like, oh well, I guess that didn't work. So
I got crushed by a rat once.
So it's not fully worth it. Like he's not worth it when it comes to shooting. Just saying. Also, he has been moderately helpful to us.
This was moderately.
I said, yeah, that's what I said. I said moderately.
All right, vigilance checks.
Here's the thing.
Almost
Okay,
got
now that this conversation has passed, the thing is, I think that's a very good argument for why you should kill him, because he can die. You can have the satisfaction of killing him all over again.
That's
Rewatch
value.
But Voltaire specifically asked him for reasons why not to shoot him, not why.
I know, but then you said a great reason why he should.
Yeah,
Which is that, like, he can't
and
die.
Cayden understands that.
That's
He's
a great-
playing both sides.
I see. I see.
Ooh.
Cayden's form of sense. I mean, he's not intelligent, but he's very cunning.
You gotta remember, Voltaire, originally, not a combat-oriented person.
You know mine.
Okay.
Cayden's
You smell suddenly get a big whiff of roses.
Oh no.
And you feel the shift in the air as something is coming at you very quickly.
Get inside right now.
No. No time to speak. You're making a coordination check
flip.
to dodge.
Oh,
You're as in all of us, or you're as in him?
he's the one who noticed.
However, you got a triumph, so that'll help your check.
Nice.
Yay.
See, look, you get it when it counts.
I guess.
When it matters.
You are going to take restrained, though.
So
Okay.
it'd be one. I mean, with the triumph, it automatically upgrades, so that'd be 1 green and 1 yellow because he doesn't have ranks in coordination, so it'd just be his 2 agility. I'm going to spend a story point. We haven't done that yet.
Story
All
point.
right,
Do it.
flip back.
Help.
All right, let's do
I'm
this
very
thing.
tired, so if the amount of A's increased dramatically, I'm apologize in advance.
All right, so Cayden dodges out of the way as a vine zips in, misses him, and impales Coyote.
Well,
Oh, well, that's not fun.
Coyote.
And he goes limp.
You
It's
just
just impaled on the end of this vine, and then he gets flung. His corpse gets flung aside as
Well, you got your wish. He's dead.
you just see
you are not there.
This is me out of character.
Oh,
you just see Voltaire cross himself and then spit on the ground.
When the rest of us are getting out of the house.
well, yeah. You hear Coyote's like cry of pain, just, ah! and then you guys aren't close enough to hear the like. That's not fun.
But do we hear like a crash of some sort that
cry
gets
of
us
pain
running?
is enough.
Yeah, you heard the cry of pain, and then you might hear the thud
Either
of
Voltaire
his body.
snapped or
Uh,
something
Rian-
is very bad.
Cayden's trying to get them inside. He's
As
assuming
soon as
that this
Rian
house
hears that-
has a threshold.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
old
and
man
he's
this
lived on this
Ooh,
reservation for a
probably.
long time.
Right. And might be a family home.
Ah.
Which means it might have had a threshold for longer.
Better not shot anyone in his family with that sniper rifle of yours.
Yeah, so Cayden's like,
Nathaniel! Yes, Voltaire's a hitman. Yes, Voltaire kills people for a living.
Don't talk about the
He is
bullet.
not a lunatic!
Don't talk about the bullet that probably went through that hedge woman's head and into the house, probably.
No.
Hedges aren't solid. They're shoot-through.
I imagine you would have figured that out when you walked in the house. And considering the elder sat down and told you all a story.
Yeah. And also, he is the only one living there. When I say a family home, I mean like a property that has been owned by
All right.
a family.
Yeah, for multiple generations.
I just had to get that off because it was natural instinct. response.
Cayden is ushering while saying, we gotta get inside, to Voltaire to get inside.
As you're
Get him
going
inside.
back inside, you see a figure approaching, walking, and roses are growing in her wake.
Is this a rosy plant figure or
No, this is a
Actual figure.
This is a sheep.
bye? This threshold, unless it is very old.
It might be.
Ow.
It's very.
Explain.
What?
A she.
Sidhe.
S-I-D-H-E.
Fae.
Oh, one of those.
The rulers of the Fae.
Oh,
We're
rulers
gonna
of
die.
Fae!
So there are different levels. So if she can be like a minor noble, not all she are like
Oh.
Elaine Morgan level. But yeah, she has the distinctive cat-like eyes of the she. Her eyes are a bright red with the cat slits, the same red as the roses.
Wait, wouldn't
Tell me. In the change in the weather, is it more of an autumn feeling or more of a winter feeling?
or summer or spring?
It wouldn't be summer or
What's
spring.
the seasoning of the season?
It's a little warmer.
Summer.
I am so very confused.
Summer or spring? Roses. Hello.
Still,
A little warmer.
I am so very confused. Getting in the house.
Wait, don't they have to be invited in? 'Cause
We'll
that's
find out.
There's a reason why he's running in the house.
Oh.
Voltaire doesn't need to be invited in. He's a person.
same thing for Cayden. I'm a
Cayden's
human.
also a person.
Alright.
Also a person.
That is racist against werewolves.
I take
No,
offense.
not that. Situation with Moroni.
That only works. That only works with like if you're either full fae, vampire,
Okay,
or
And
other
also full
supernatural
monster,
being.
because
That's why I was so
to
confused about
prove that Cayden was not evil or had evil intent, he stepped over the threshold. Right.
Thresholds hold out evil forces.
Okay.
Vampires, demons, etc.
Uh-huh.
Anyone who is even partially mortal
Mm-hmm.
is not held out by a threshold.
Okay.
Which is why Moroni used it as a test.
Okay. Anyway, back to running into the house.
Did you finally snap, Voltaire?
Back to scene. No, it wasn't. It wasn't nearly that satisfying. We have company.
What kind of company?
The worst kind of company.
More rose monsters?
How about the rose monster?
The rose. There's a lady. It looks like a she. You would know that. It looks like a she. She's coming straight for here.
The moment you said roses, Rian's like just pushing you and Cayden out of the way and just walking up to the door to see.
Elder, how old is this? How long has this house been in your possession or the possession of your family?
Good 60 years, I'd say.
Yeah, that's good.
That's all right.
That's pretty good.
That's decent.
Could
Yeah.
be worse, but we don't know how powerful this
Two
person is.
generations right there.
She almost hit Cayden, instead hit Coyote. It got warmer as she came, which is incredibly confusing.
Why? It's not important.
Wait, hold here. Are you really gonna oversimplify the whole Fae dichotomy thing?
Oversimplify?
You think that only the unseelie Fae can be bad?
Joan, we all know
Well, so far, only the unseelie Fae have tried to kill me.
we don't have time for this, okay?
Okay, just letting you know, they both suck. Let's
And
continue.
Agreed.
out of
Moving
character, can somebody shoot something over a threshold? Like if she shoots a
Like if we open the
thorn
door,
spike through the door?
Yeah, so if she were to try to magically attack us through the threshold, it would dissipate at the
Okay.
threshold.
Nice.
Okay.
on. Okay.
Hello? Hey there. I'd like to speak with you.
About what? Rian just has his hands on his pistols right now.
Is he shouting? He's gonna have to shout. Like, this is coming through the door.
Yeah.
He's at the door. He's not outside, but he's like inside, but at the door.
Okay.
He moved Cayden and Voltaire out of the way.
Okay, yeah, so this voice, I'm gonna describe it because I'm not a perfect voice actor. So the voice, it has a kind of a sickly sweet feeling to it. Like it's kind, but has an edge to it. I promise the first person to step out that door, I will not harm while we speak.
We don't have to step outside the door, is the thing. We can just converse from the door.
Through the windows, you see vines are starting to like wrap around the house.
Oh.
It seems like talking to her may be, albeit not the most desirable option, but the best one at the current time.
If you move quickly, I will extend that offer to 2 individuals.
Rian just turns his head to the group. Who do we send?
Elianna, you, Joan, I will happily go with one of you, or you both can go.
I don't think you're a good option for this, just with your track record speaking to beautiful fairy women.
Twice. No, they hadn't previously tried to kill me. I am offering my assistance. If you two want to go, I will watch you through the windows or something.
Ellie, what do you think?
Let's do it, I guess. We don't seem to have much of an option. And she said she would not harm us if we stepped out that door. So.
All right. Into the breach.
Rian's gonna just pause them both for a moment. Then he's gonna nod his head and then move out of the way.
Voltaire's gonna go find some sort of perch wherewith he can watch this through the scope of his rifle.
All right.
That has cold.
Cayden's gonna get closest to the to be in position somewhere like hiding behind a couch or some kind of thing as he listens. Just keep the door open.
Rian's just standing at the door. Hands
Yeah,
on
the
pistols.
windows by this point are almost entirely covered in vines.
She knows your
Rian,
reputation.
open the door.
He moved out of the
Yeah.
way and opened
All
the
right.
door already. So.
All right, yeah, so we walk out, and there she is. She has a bright green gown that has, like, roses along it at various points. Her hair is a fiery red, or less fiery, more just same color as the rose petals.
Rose red.
And the eyes of the same color, but with the cat slits, pointed ears.
Because that's not terrifying at all. She just has these bright rose red eyes.
Slitted like a cat's.
Yeah, that's nightmare fuel. Thank you, Jonathan.
And it's good Voltaire's not out here because she is beautiful.
I think Cayden's not there either.
You'd think after a few hundred years you'd learn some self-control.
Cayden's slightly better, but
Think about who he works for.
true.
Self-control isn't in his job description.
Very good point.
The way that she moves is like a predator.
We're the prey once again.
She smiles at Joan and Elianna when they come out. Ah, I knew it would be you two.
I don't believe we've had the pleasure of meeting.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. I have heard of you both, though. Elianna and Joan.
Good things, I hope.
Depends on your point of view.
What business do you have here?
Well, I was in town to deal with one problem, and then you came in. See, you've been causing a lot of trouble lately.
It's difficult not to cause trouble when you don't know what you're interfering with.
Well, it's simple, really. You've been interfering with what must be done.
What must be done?
Or I suppose what I must do.
If you would care to clarify, perhaps we could become more precise in our dealings and avoid your particular mission.
You know, I'm quite offended. You haven't even asked for my name.
I assumed that if you wanted us to have it, you would give it.
Oh. Refreshing to deal with a child of summer. Mortals and monsters are just so tiresome sometimes.
I would agree.
I don't think I will give you my name. She smiles at that. But there are some who call me Morgaus.
We're gonna
knew it.
die.
I called it. I can show you the tab on my Morgaus. Right there. Morgaus. I friggin' all right.
We can't read
I know
it.
you can't.
That's
I'll
okay.
screenshot it. I'll just put it in.
Put on Discord.
Look, Baaron can confirm we have at least one witness. Morgaus. All right.
We're all
Go
gonna
on.
die. Anyway, we can Google it later.
I
Moving
assume
on.
you know the significance of that name?
We have had the recent pleasure of meeting Morgan. If I'm remembering correctly, you're her sister?
Morgan is... she is quite something, isn't she?
She is.
Looks at Joan when she says that.
Excuse me, having revelations, mild heart attacks. Don't mind me.
You're quite something yourself.
You know that Morgan is a spirit of endings.
Yes.
And Elaine is a spirit of beginnings. I have a bit of a more, I suppose you might call it a niche role.
And what might that be?
All life deserves the chance to flourish, does it not?
I would say that's fair.
Just because some life is a little more brutal than others doesn't make it any less alive.
Again, only fair.
My particular favorites can show. She waves her hand, and then along the with roses grows, you see blackberry brambles and other weeds grow. Other weeds and thorned plants, like a Venus flytrap or two in there as well. You see, the situation in Vegas needs to end.
What situation are you referring to?
Stagnation. All these factions staring each other down. The Order of St. Lucifer, the Circle, the Seelie and Unseelie courts. All of them staring at each other, all of them making certain that no one else will make a move. Nothing changes. There's no room for life to grow.
You could say that it's the life forces living in that location maintaining a natural balance. The argument could be made.
An argument could be made. But don't you see that this stalemate can go nowhere? And so many suffer under it. Do you really think a city half owned by worshippers of the devil is a happy city? Isn't it better to have a little chaos? Let life grow. If some die in the process, that is nature. After all, given enough time, plants will reclaim anything. They'll tear down buildings, destroy all of the great works of man. Is it really such a crime to speed the process up?
I thought you were all about being natural.
I am. And what is not natural is the stagnation of this city. For decades, it has been left in the exact same squalor. The only progress has been fictitious. The roles on the stage change, but the actors are the same. So my offer is simple. My quarrel is not with you. Thorns in my side as you have been. So I simply ask that you step aside. Take a vacation. Go to the Bahamas or somewhere else exciting. And let me do my job.
I've lived in Vegas for a while. What state will it be in once we come back from this little vacation? I rather want to know if I need to move around some assets, maybe pack heavy.
I can't tell the future, but it will be different.
In terms of the life that is already there, you say that if a few die along the way, that's nature. How many do you figure might die in this process?
Not enough for the mortal authorities to think anything is off. As foolish as the factions can be sometimes, even when they're at war, they don't wish to catch the attention of world governments. The innocents that die will simply be collateral damage, as the powers that be tear each other apart. You see, like, a kind of a hungry look get into her eyes there.
So, reaching the end point of your goal and the subsequent aftermath will not quite result in enough deaths for anyone to really notice?
Well, people will notice, of course. Just not enough for them to take action. Not enough that it can't be explained away. Mortals are good at that, aren't they?
They certainly are.
Joan's looking at Elianna.
You've made a very convincing argument, but unfortunately I do not speak for my little party here without consulting with them. Would you mind us consulting before we accept or decline your offer?
I'll give you 5 minutes. If you're not out after the 5 minutes, this threshold will fall.
When my friend and I emerge, will we be granted the same protection?
She smiles. You will.
If we accept your offer, will this group as a whole be granted your protection? Or at least your non-interference?
If you all accept my offer, I will seek no harm to you.
If one of us does not, will the others be protected from your wrath?
Any who agree to my terms will suffer no harm at my hand.
All right. Let me take this to my fellows, and we will return shortly.
All right, so they head back in, and like once the doors close, like, all right, so we're not actually doing this, right?
Did everyone hear that?
Yeah.
Clear.
Rian's had the door open the whole time, and he's heard pretty much the entire conversation.
Quick question. Were we able to hear that conversation?
Yeah, Rian, if Rian had the door open.
We closed the door.
Okay.
Yeah, Rian, Rian
Joan already closed the door, like, and then turned to Elianna and was like, we're definitely not doing that, right?
No. I can't speak for the rest of you. You're welcome to leave. I'm willing to die on this hill.
As much as I don't want to be, this is way beyond what I signed up for when I decided to join in some fun little investigations on the side. As much as I don't want to be a part of this, I have difficulty coming to terms with the concept of an acceptable number of deaths.
From what I could tell, she's the sort of spirit that is fine with if the world were consumed by Ebola or Corona or something. Because that's life flourishing in the sense of the virus is life.
She gives me the feeling of every despot that has been hungry for power, that has wanted to do things their way.
I don't think she's hungry for power so much as hungry for chaos.
Either way,
Besides, don't you work for, like, the despot of all despots?
it depends on your point of view.
Is
Okay.
it, Jonathan,
And
can we accept the deal and go back on it?
No, fairy deals are binding.
Thank you.
you really want to try that with
That's
this
why I was
lady?
asking. I want to know the parameters.
Just for example, Cayden made a deal
Well,
with
yeah.
Morgan,
Mhm.
and
That's the deal.
still is held to that.
Very binding.
There have been many in my lifetime, as comparably short as it is to most of the creatures we have come up across. There have been many in my lifetime who have had similar ambitions. Tear down the system is corrupt, blah, 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 and all the drama. Either way, this needs to stop, although I have no idea how.
That's the next bit. If we all choose to say no, we're probably not going to get out of this alive unless we have a plan, which we have very little time to form.
What would be our best options at this point?
Run
To where?
someplace that
We
isn't
could
here.
fight her, which is probably suicide.
And I don't want to bring any more harm to the Elder and this town any more than we already have.
If we can get to the cars, we have a decent chance of getting out of here.
How long was that walk from the cars?
It was 15 minutes.
That's
A walk, so that'd be like 5-minute run.
depending on how fit you are.
That is far.
Yeah, that's still pretty far though.
With such short time.
As much as we probably all hate this idea, go back to Avalon, but I'd rather have that as a
Incorrect.
No?
There is no way to have.
Ways are
Or
location
where-
based. They're opening doors that are already there.
If I was to open a way here, I have no clue where it would go.
better than here, maybe?
Maybe.
It's
I don't
the
know.
possibility.
I don't know enough about Native American mythology to know where it would go.
We could step out on the other side and miraculously turn into acorns for all.
Or it might even be something associated with this house and less with the overall region. Maybe we'll go to, like, this guy's dreamland or something.
Is that
I
not a
don't
better
know.
alternative to dying immediately?
No, it would. I'm just saying that I have no clue where
Can you
we
open
would
a
go
way in the
if
house
I
just to see, or would that take time?
I could open a way, but it takes a bit of time.
Which
We'd be
we
run. Yeah,
don't
we.
have.
I can do it before the 5-minute mark, but we have to be certain that's the way we want to go, or we can keep talking while I work on making. A way,
I did say
guess.
myself and my friend. I did not specify who, though I am.
That's good.
Not that she necessarily knows who in this group is my friend. I am the most friendly with Joan and Voltaire.
You probably need to go out with Voltaire just because I think she'd be able to tell the exacts there.
Cayden just nods.
Rian,
But
nodding in
there ain't
agreement.
many other options in this way, as risky as
There
it
aren't.
is.
We could trust the threshold, but we don't know how powerful she is.
I think only Moroni Johnson's house could actually withstand
What?
a sheep.
Okay.
Like only like he's giving an example of a house that could possibly withstand. a
Elianna
sheep.
doesn't know who that is.
Oh, she
She's
didn't
just
go.
moving on. She's just moving on. You don't have time to ask who that is.
Rian and Joan know
This
who
is
he
the best plan that we have besides just flatly accepting the offer.
Or fighting.
I
think
am
we can-
currently not in any position to do any fighting, and my painkillers will
How
run
long
out
do
let's
we
do
have
away.
left then?
soon.
We've been talking for a bit. We've got like
Alright.
2 minutes left.
Is this what we want to do?
Joan, get to work.
Okay.
Voltaire, Elianna, good luck out there.
Joan, how long do you need?
Just hold her for
A
like
minute?
a minute.
Didn't you say we had 2 minutes?
Okay.
As in, it might take 3.
It's gonna take like
Oh,
3
I see.
Yeah, like wait the 2
Uh,
minutes, then go out on the time that you were given, and install her for a minute.
Okay.
Okay, Joan starts.
Elianna checked her
focusing.
phone for
This
the
is-
time just as she walked into the house because that's only reasonable. Like that.
Yes, you have 5 minutes. You
I would
check.
be absolutely
okay,
shocked
This is how much time.
if she didn't.
Voltaire offers an arm.
Elianna takes it.
And Rian opens the door for the two.
This by far has to be the most interesting thing we've ever done.
By far.
Elianna and Voltaire walk
Alright.
out.
Hello, everyone. This is Caitlin, aka Howie, and welcome to
very roughly the middle of the episode. Not really the middle of the episode. It's fine. I hope you're having a wonderful day or night or morning or whenever it is for you where you are right now. And I hope you're enjoying the episode. If you are, please consider telling a friend. That would mean the world to me, and it'd be fun for you. I mean, the one thing I enjoy more than listening to podcasts is talking to people about the podcasts I listen to. And that's something you could do as well. So tell a friend in real life. Tell a friend online. Use hashtag the Genesys Archives on Twitter. Spread the word about this podcast over here that you are enjoying. At this time, I would like to give a shout out to our patron, Nathaniel Kruyer, our very own. We love you. Thank you so much. If you want to help support the show as well, if you want to get a mid-roll shout-out like Nathaniel Kruyer, head over to patreon.com/thegenesysarchives. You can also find us at thegenesysarchives.tumblr.com, the Genesys Archives on YouTube and Facebook, and at the Genesys Archives on Twitter. Again, thank you so much for listening, and I really hope you enjoyed the conclusion to this episode. Now, let's get back to the show.
So this is the friend you bring out.
Rian shuts the door immediately after.
This is the friend who most needs convincing. We feel that we might want to accept your proposal, but this one in particular needs a little bit more clarification.
Ah, yes, the servant of the beast.
We want this to resolve peacefully and ideally get everyone out of here. So, at your hospitality, I would request that we have a little more discussion here between the three of us to help convince my friend here, as he is definitively the most problematic to your cause.
Well, what is your concern?
Well, I must say, as working for those whom I do, as I'm sure you are well knowledgeable,
Yes.
our interests run directly opposite of each other. The people who I work for are very much happy with the way things are in Vegas.
Yes, they are agents of stagnation. Or what do they like to call it? Damnation? It's the same thing, really. Stopping the process and progress of what should
I would
be.
tend to agree.
It's more, we give people the opportunity to make their own choices.
That is one way to put it.
Whether that involves them not progressing, that's on them. Far be it for me to play devil's advocate, but kind of comes with the ring.
True. I'm curious. Your organization is a worldwide one. It's not only in Vegas. Why do you care if some people in this city die? Your own organization kills dozens of them a day.
Well, you are correct. There are many people who die at the hand of the organization.
In that city alone.
Mm-hmm. I was summoned here specifically. I have been given very specific direction in that I am to keep things the way they are, by any means necessary. And to be frank, you are very imposing. You are a very imposing figure, probably one of the few in existence who could sway me from the fear that I currently have for those I work for.
She gives you like a disarming smile. Oh, a charmer.
What can I say?
Now, I do have one last question.
I'm listening.
Did you really think you could deceive me?
I don't know what you're talking about.
And you hear shattering as vines smash through the windows.
I hope she finished it. That was
I
about
hope
a
she
minute.
did too.
Rian,
More than a minute.
open it wide for you two.
Get in here!
Rian opens the
The
door.
wall running.
Come on!
We run, I guess.
Well, you're technically still under the protections of...
We are still technically under her protection.
However, you'd be caught between a bunch of vines inside the house
That's
and
fair.
her there, having to basically
She
filibuster
put
her.
no conditions on the conclusion of that protection? She just said we would be protected when we walked back out.
She said that you'd be protected as long as you spoke, as long as you guys were talking.
Did? For the second time?
Yeah. The second time was she just stretched the initial
time limit.
You either want to run and try to outrace the vines, or just not stop
More goes. Would you...
Inside, the way's open. Do Cayden and Rian jump in?
What did Joan say exactly?
Get in!
But what about Voltaire and Elianna?
Go. I'll hold the way open for them as long as I can.
Right. Rian dives in.
Cayden follows. There's really not much that they could do.
Portals
back outside of the house.
I'm trying to decide if you would enjoy seeing our car more or our escape route inside. What do you think, Voltaire?
I don't know. We do have very nice cars.
Are you sure? Are you sure about the cars? Morgause, which would you rather see?
You cannot speak forever.
Oh, I think you'll be surprised. I'm very good at it. Do you have an opinion on the car versus the escape route? Do you have one?
You would not reach your cars.
Fair enough.
And soon you would not be able to reach your way either.
Morgause, would you care to walk with us to the house? Voltaire?
I mean, I would love your company. You're such a charming
You're such a charming individual. Morgause, you're pretty charming yourself. Why don't you come along with us?
Voltaire, why don't you come out here?
Oh, flip. Nope.
And
nope.
Flip.
No. Don't look at her in the eye. Don't look her in the eye.
No, he's looking straight at his shoelaces.
It doesn't matter. It's not about the eyes.
No.
Elianna squeezes his arm.
No.
Flowers
no.
We may have to leave Voltaire behind.
I would like to think it's going to dawn on Voltaire what exactly is happening, and he's just going to mutter under his breath to Elianna. He's just going to be like, run now.
What's his discipline?
Not good. His discipline, it's actually 2 and 2. It's better than I thought.
Okay.
You probably increased it after last time.
I probably did. But to be honest, Voltaire has zero faith in himself at this particular point in time.
Want to send a story point?
Yes.
What's back?
He has zero faith in himself. He's going to mutter under his breath to Elianna. He's just going to be like, run now. Do it.
He's laughing. He's laughing.
Yeah, you failed.
I'm shook.
You see your mind goes kind of fuzzy, and you feel light. And there's this really beautiful woman beckoning you forward.
Probably doesn't know
There's a really beautiful woman holding your arm, pulling you
What
towards the house.
is Elianna doing?
Yeah, but she's exerting pheromones.
Right. Sorry. Repeat
There's
what you said,
another
Caitlin.
beautiful woman holding your arm, dragging you towards the house.
Is she
She's
dragging?
pulling.
I don't think that's
Do you want to make an athletics check?
No, I don't want to make an athletics check. That's not that only has the chance to go badly. I have 2 green.
Well, it's your athletics versus his.
Oh,
What's
get
your
out of
athletics?
I have rank 1, skill 2.
You could try it. This is possible.
We're gonna try it, I
Yeah,
guess.
You want to flip a story point?
Can she get a blue die from the fact that he's been drinking all day?
Yeah. You're also lightheaded from
So in these
super
initial
intense
moments,
Story point, no story point.
Flip it back.
in this moment of transition, in this moment of becoming possessed by turned, what would it get my roll if I kissed him on the face, if I kissed him on the lips before yanking him towards the house?
Ooh.
That
How
might
much
help.
might it help?
There is also something else
could
that
I
you
do?
could do. You could give up a little bit of your agency here to enhance your
To counter
own
seduce.
arm check and use your own fey nature to counter
Voltaire's
her
life
magic.
is at stake. I'm doing that.
Okay.
So how much does she lose?
All right. So she is going to lose 10 agency.
All right. Well,
And so she gets the story point. Forgot to mention, every time this happens, I'm offering a story point. So you get a story point.
Yay.
And you are going to increase your charm skill by 1.
permanently or temporarily?
Permanent.
Permanently?
What if I have
She's
5
got a free
charm?
rank and charm.
Then add in your notes that you add 2 blue die to all charm checks.
This is the best thing I've ever done.
Voltaire, you beautiful idiot.
Quit falling for all of the women.
Okay, so I think at this point, Elianna is now the first of us to drop in the
Correct.
agency rankings.
Because she lost
I think
5
she is.
before,
She is now.
and then she lost 10,
Yep.
which means you are at 35.
35.
Which puts you in
Concerning. That's your rank.
You are now in concerning.
Concerning hobbits?
And so in her case specifically, it adds 2 blue die to things pertaining to her fey nature.
Okay.
Knowledge supernatural checks, using your deception, your charm.
Is this going? Are we switching to a charm check since we're doing the whole?
Yeah, this would be a
Excellent.
charm check.
That's much
So
better.
she's still good.
All right. Can I say what I do? Elianna grabs onto Voltaire's face, locks eyes with him, and says, "Voltaire, if you've ever loved me, I need you to walk with me to the house right now."
Hello.
So that's 2 blue die, and now 4 yellows and a green against your discipline.
Yes!
2 rank, 2 willpower.
Not with me.
All right, so this is the check now. 4 yellows, one green, 2 blue versus
Let's
2
go.
reds. But I will add 3 black die
Oh.
because he is currently under.
Fair enough.
This is going to be interesting.
Please. Please.
I
Dice
don't
gods.
want another character of Xander's to die.
Please,
He
I
is
like Voltaire.
wonderful. He is so wonderfully abrasive, brash, and
You always play the
All right.
the Voltaire.
Voltaire, you
Yes!
shake out of it.
Woo!
Or more accurately, you are pulled out of it.
Ha! I have a purpose.
we'll have a talk about that later.
Elianna is more beautiful than she has ever been.
Yeah,
There
she
we
is.
go.
That's saying a lot.
Literally. She has physically changed slightly. Not enough that it would be like recognizable, like someone just looking at a picture of you before and looking at you now, but like someone who knows you, like they can tell like something has changed. And also your natural hair is bleeding through your dye.
So cool.
Okay.
That's so cool.
Does it bleed all the way through,
So
or
the base of your hair is fully pink now, and it goes down and it kind of turns almost into highlights on its way down before like not quite reaching
that is
the
so cool because her
bottom.
hair is up in a bun, so it's gonna spiral around.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
I love it. Thank you.
and your ears are more pointed, your eyes are brighter. What color are her eyes naturally? Green?
They were already a slightly brighter than is typical green.
Okay, yeah, so they are now in the even brighter green. And even more, I guess, verdant
Cool.
green. And then she drags you inside. But with this despair, on your way inside,
Give it to me.
you,
Give it to me.
right as you guys reach the portal, you are going to take 12 damage.
Ignoring soak or not ignoring
This is
soak?
going to ignore his soak.
Oh,
I'm really.
he's over his threshold.
That's.
What are you at right now?
I'm currently at 5.
5, that's 17.
So that's 17. That would put me at 1 over my threshold.
Okay, just so I know for the next minute, who of the group looks the strongest?
There's only one person there.
It wouldn't.
Oh.
When you step through the way, is it like you zoom through a tunnel and they can't even see what's going on, or what?
It's
just a
like
door there. on
Okay,
the
so
other
we
side of
were
the door?
waiting on the. Okay.
Who on the other side of that door looks like they're the strongest? All right.
Cayden.
Are you gonna throw him towards a blind?
Where's Kate? Come on, roll low, roll
Please.
low.
Please.
You are compromised.
What does that do?
Increase the difficulty of all skill checks by 1 until this critical injury is
Oh,
gone.
Ooh.
So
is he unconscious at this point?
Yes.
he is unconscious. He has a nice-sized hole in his gut.
From a vine. I
Elianna
take
is
it.
trying to drag him
Oh.
towards.
Oh, I should also mention that stuff is starting to grow in there.
Growing where? In the.
Oh.
Elianna is dragging Voltaire towards the way door, and she shouts,
Why didn't you say this?
"Cayden!"
Yeah, this is right as they're at the way.
Okay, upon hearing that, he's not entirely sure, but makes a quick clicking noises to understand what's happening. But probably heard the and the pain stuff, and makes certain guesses, and he will assist Elianna in getting Voltaire inside the way.
Harry.
And Joan pops through and closes it right as vines cover everywhere.
Oh my.
And now that we're not focused on the vines everywhere and
Yes,
murder,
where
Where
are
the
we?
heck are we?
looking around, we are in 2 places and no place.
What? I'm lost.
The world around us is in constant motion as 2 separate places are trying to be in this place. So in one moment, we are surrounded by vicious flora, giant rose brambles with massive thorns, Venus flytraps large enough to eat a person, and all manner of other nasty, vibrant life. But at the same time, we're also in a white desert.
Oh, sure it's not a tundra.
A white desert
Oh, bother.
that smells distinctly of salt.
Salt flats.
With nothing
My.
in any
Are
direction
we
that
in
we
the
can see.
hacking salt flats in Utah?
And then we're back with the vines and thorns
Oh, jeez.
and man-eating plants. And we're caught
In
as
between.
the natural place where we should go. The sudden influx of Fey energy in the area has caught us in this limbo between two separate magical realms.
Holy, what a
We're
second.
I vote Elianna.
Elianna gets
Correct.
Hey!
That was
Pretty
very
much.
terrifying and extremely interesting.
That was
and
so
we're-
stressful.
We're in a state right now.
We're in a state.
I mean, to be fair, Voltaire is still it's still
bad.
sketchy
It's
business.
still bad.
It's still bad, but better. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
So proud of you.
Thank you. I tried real hard.
Oh my
Word.
words.
Oh my many words.
How are we going to get out of this one, folks?
That's the question. That's the question. I'm stopping this
How to
recording
put
right now.
everything in
Do it.